So Dragon Ball Super episode 125 premieres tonight with the debut of Toppo having to manifest all of his God of Destruction like energy onto the surface and giving us more or less a first look as to why Toppo is considered to be the next Hakaishin in Universe 11, as we have brand new images for the upcoming episode tonight, in which again I will say strikes me as very interesting considering the following images. Now, having to go based off of the first image shown here, Toppo looks like he is ready for war. Now, what's different about this is if you look closely at the energy wave in which Toppo is holding out with his hand, it looks like the exact same Hakai energy that we saw Seadra delivered to the Universe 9 assassins before engulfing Frieza. Now, what's interesting about this is we don't really know as of this recording how strong Toppo is, how far he's going to be pushed in this fight. But if you look at his overall demeanor, the energy that he is emitting, it's safe to assume that this power is going to be relative to a Hakaishin, at least to our knowledge, because the energy sphere he's holding up is the exact same as we saw Seadra hold out, and we can only make the assumption that gods, actual deities like Belmont and Beerus, could emit the same kind of energy and the same amount of force. So Toppo looks like he's going to be ready to engage with whoever he faces off against tonight, which of course is 17 and Frieza. Now, having a look at Android 17, he doesn't look like he's in the best of shapes, but if you look at the background, if you look at the overall sky, the sky looks a bit different. Now, we saw the episode 127 preview image, which of course showcased Toppo once more in my previous video, and if you look at the background, the sky was purplish. Now, here, 17 looks like he's going through a bit of trouble, but the sky also looks to be different as well. Now, that could be because the remaining tags or the time left in the tournament is beginning to really dwindle on down, perhaps maybe within the last 5 minutes of this fight. So with that being said, as we saw before, the Daishinkan could be changing the overall atmosphere. Maybe there are going to be multiple colors in the sky, blue, red, purple, because if you look at 17, it looks like the sky behind him is all kinds of different colors. Now, I know it doesn't really mean much, but I think that it suits the environment depending on what the color scheme is going to be, resembling the final 5 minutes in the tournament. So 17 looks like he's ready for war, but another person that looks like they're ready for war tonight is none other than Frieza. Now, the first thing I picked up after seeing this image was Frieza isn't in his golden form. Is that because as an end result, perhaps maybe he got beat down by Toppo? He obviously has marks all throughout his body. He looks to be very agitated based on all the veins in his eyeball, which I cannot wait to see what Frieza's going to do more or less against Toppo than 17, because Frieza does have a very aggressive side to him, and that's what gravitates me more towards Frieza, is when he is pushed and backed up into a corner, Frieza goes absolutely berserk. So I can only make the assumption that either A, Frieza is going to unleash a big attack, or he perhaps is dodging or deflecting or doing something to somebody else's attack, because, you know, he doesn't look like he's having a great time, but he does look like he is going to be struggling in this fight with Toppo, in which of course lastly we get to see the final image having to be shown with Goku and Vegeta. Now, there's not much to really talk about here other than the idea that perhaps both of them are struggling, which doesn't come to a surprise to anyone because they're fighting the strongest person in the tournament. So we can only make the speculation that perhaps maybe Jiren's going to begin to push back and push back heavy, because these two don't look like they're having a good time at all. So either way, everybody, what are your overall expectations and hopes for tonight's episode? What are your overall thoughts on Toppo revealing this energy that's very similar to when Seadra handed over his Hakai energy to one of the assassins to take down Frieza? Do you believe that a similar situation may occur to where they might reuse the same animation in having Toppo engulf Frieza in that energy, and then having Frieza perhaps condense that energy as we saw during Dragon Ball Super episode 92, I believe it was? Post your comments down below, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys are stoked for tonight's episode, be sure to go ahead and leave a like down below. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, guys. Turn on all notifications. That way you guys can be notified whenever a brand new video is posted. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Cue my outro, bitch.